Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. If you're new, welcome to our channel. We are the Echo 4 and we basically discuss a bunch of nerd content. My name is Booty Monique and I'm your moderator for the season finale of the Falcon and Winter Soldier, which the episode is called One World, One People. But before we dive in, let's say hi to our friends.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy, the Mad Prince. A little bit lit, but it is what it is.
Oh, we lit.
Mm-hmm. Yo, it's Kensign. How y'all doing?
It's your girl Drea, about to get litty.
I swear we will be on time
Roller.
next time. We gonna get it.
We about
That
to
wasn't
be,
bad.
we about to be sloppy in a motherfucker.
I'm gonna try not to be because I gotta moderate. All right, let's go into first impression.
You know how many times I moderated and I was like fucking on the cusp of being sloppiness?
Bro,
Oh, we always
saw
said
his face.
You held it in pretty good, Will.
You did your best.
Yes. Who wants to go first with first impression of the episode?
Shit. No, that's literally my impression. Shit.
That's it.
I mean, I can finesse some shit. The most versatile word in the English language. Shit. Let's see. So it was real crazy, man, and like, man, and you really saw a lot of that fucking a lot of the bullshit that you just see from like a political point of view just play out in a way that just like, man, y'all really out here trying to work this shit like you got the people's best interests at heart, like, and they still didn't get even when their lives were at peril, Joe, they still didn't get the fucking message. And like, bro, it's like, bro, it was some real shit that happened, like when Cap came through and like really said, yeah, I'm calling the nigga Cap.
I know.
I'm calling him Cap, and like I'm even representing this shit. Let's go.
Hey.
So yeah, when Cat came through and I had to check their ass, and like, yo, y'all know y'all fucked up, right? I believe in what this chick did. I don't agree with the methods, but y'all created this situation, and now y'all want to start the shit over again. Like everything, like, nigga, we had 6 episodes that proved to us that you niggas ain't shit. Change this shit. So yeah, it was good seeing that shit, and I got some thoughts on like Isaiah and shit though, but I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay, cool. Ken, how about you?
Well, similar to Will, but instead of shit, for me it was damn.
I think that's the most versatile word.
Damn. Like Farouk from WWE, he always come around. Damn. It's just like, yeah. that man. Yeah, that episode, like it was nice how, like, yeah, of course there's only 6 episodes altogether, which a lot of series that are pretty short compared to the normal length of that type of content you'll watch. You always are left wanting more when it's done well, because if it's a good piece of like good content but a small amount, it's like a good dessert. You just want more. And this leaves me wanting more of it, but of course it's not gonna be more of this particular show as far as we know. But yeah, it was
okay. Cool. Drea.
I enjoyed the overall episode, but that first half felt underwhelming. I was anticipating them being committed with Carly being a villain. I was expecting and anticipating higher casualties, especially on her own team, so she can finally embody the flag smasher and be at that pinnacle. I understand why they didn't do that after Sam gave a speech. So I ain't mad. It's just a lot of things I became indifferent about. Like, this could have been done better. This could have been fleshed out more. Okay. But I realize now that they didn't want a true villain for this series, and how they framed it, it made you really feel like you are having a black and white situation, but it actually working with the world of gray.
Okay. Yeah, my first impression was that in the beginning I was like, oh, we here, we doing this. Like, it started off very action packed, and I'm kind of lukewarm. Like, I enjoyed it, but I did have some issues, and we'll dive into it a little bit later. But I am excited for our new Cap and to see like how he's gonna play into the MCU. But as far as a series, I do got some issues, but we'll talk about it soon. But let's go ahead and just, celebrate the fact that our Captain America is black.
He gonna be black today. He gonna be black today.
Right? Yes. I think every black person that was watching the show was just like,
hey man, if they don't get Jeezy to make that man a theme song, I
put on for my city.
I put on for my.
Oh, he had another song that like, my president is black. My something blue.
My Lambo was blue.
Yeah.
And guess what? My cap is black too.
Exactly. Girl, yes. We need to be making some music. Bars. So yeah, Sam is actually Captain America. And what I noticed because I watch it with the caption on because I am slightly hearing impaired. So it helps me when I watch shows that have the caption on. And I noticed how when Sam came in as Captain America, the caption turned into Captain America every time he talked instead of Sam. And I was just like, oh, it's legit now. Like, it just felt even more legit. I mean, like, obviously the costume and everything he's legitly Captain America, but just seeing it in the caption just kind of solidified it for me. So what did you think of Sam's new suit and all the functions and gadgets that he has now? What did you think about it?
I mean, he have a whole lot of gadgets that was different from what he already had. It was, I mean, I'm pretty sure he has vibranium wings. So that shit is already OP.
That was
already OP. So
he got two of the little
two red
what's
wings.
It called? Red wings, yes.
Yeah,
he had some shit that came off of it. Remember when they was pushing up the truck? Some shit came off. I don't know what they are. I'm not good with
he got a little extra little jet.
He had drones. Okay, all right. So I forgot
some new stuff. But like, what did you think about like the whole thing? Like, obviously that whole sequence was to showcase his new suit and what it can do, what he can do now. So what y'all think?
A little too much white on it. But.
Yeah, that's you know what? I'm about to say, man. That I'm like, bro, I mean, I appreciate it, but that suit a little loud though. Goddamn.
Well, I mean,
it was made by Wakandans. They loud with their colors, like
they are loud with their colors. Well, it's up Black Panther.
Remember what Cap suit used to be like in the first Avengers and like what was it? Winter Soldier and shit. He eventually ditched that motherfucker for something that was like a lot more, that looked a lot better. Like,
okay, but think about this: Captain America in the beginning, first Captain America, you saw how his suit looked in. That shit was wiggity whack, and then it slowly got cooler and cooler. We just gotta wait for Sam the suit to kind of transform.
The suit he had in World War II was cool. That's what he went to. That's why he broke into that fucking museum and stole that bitch. That's the suit he had throughout the rest of the whole fucking joint. Like up until he retired. So
that's the second version. The initial one he had when
the initial one was not cool looking.
That was super loud.
Like, man, why y'all dress my man's in this tight ass shit? Like, I'd be hurt. Like, I would like, yo, this shit snugged in the motherfucker in all the wrong places. I hate it here. Like,
I liked it. I mean, I would agree that it was too much white. I would hope that it was like maybe a little bit darker, but whatever. I liked how the suit fit him though. But, Sam is a nice, physique. So yeah. What you think, Drea?
I like the suit, and I'm glad that it's insinuated that it is vibranium, because I'm like, baby, you gonna crack. Somebody else gonna rip your wings out again.
I just thought like if they made it black, green, and red, they'd have lost their minds.
No, kind of
Honestly, though,
they
would
like
be mad.
Yes, Black
they'd have lost their fucking minds, bro.
Yes, Black Falcon.
Oh, and if they gave him if they gave him a kente cloth fucking pattern,
So
bro,
silly.
That
Quick
probably is the
question.
next version.
Did y'all have a picture when y'all was younger or baby with like the kente cloth? Wearing
No.
kente cloth? No.
I never. No, my
My
never,
parents were black as fuck, but never that far.
Oh no.
My
They never did
parents
that
was
shit.
overly compensating, so they were just like, "We're gonna put her like me and my brother. We have a baby picture of us in like kente cloth, and it actually was pretty cute. But I was just like, oh, okay, well, that's
Funny story. My mom originally wanted a girl after she had my older brother, and so she had like the most African name picked out for me if I came out a girl.
Ooh, what would it be?
I don't remember. It was some kind of fucked up that wouldn't look good on
Some kind of
it was some kind of fucked up that did not look good on a resume. So when I came out a boy, it fucked her up because she ain't playing for this shit. So my dad came in clutch. He's like, why don't you just name him after your dad, William Edward? I'm like, okay. She was like, okay. She was cool with that. So she had joked around and said like, yo, if like Lion King came out like 5 years earlier, she would have named my ass Mufasa.
Oh no!
Like put me through all kinds of bullshit. I'm like, you know what? I'm glad.
right. You would be the butt of a lot of fucking jokes if you're
Long live the king, bitch!
right.
What's wrong with Mufasa? Can't land on your feet? Fuck you. Fuck all you, bro. Damn, couldn't play sports because every time I fall, that joke would have came out.
Oh
like,
yeah,
nigga.
Oh
no,
yeah.
I'm glad.
Yep. Be glad.
And now my name is the way it is. Like I like showing up to interviews and like people just be surprised.
Ooh. Can you imagine your name is Mufasa? You come for an interview? Asante squash banana.
Oh man, they probably just throw your whole resume out. Like,
I wouldn't. You know what? I wouldn't blame them because I might do that same shit. Like, who named this nigga Mufasa?
like
Really?
obviously he comes from crazy folks.
That moment you can't even mark your race as other because they already know.
Oh, he black as hell. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next part. So Carly kind of went off the deep end. She was willing to die for this cause. Like she said it like maybe three times in the episode. She was like, "I'll die for it," and even told her.
Everybody else was like, "What?"
They were looking around like,
"Excuse me." Like,
I thought we wasn't trying to die.
That sounds like the barbershop scene when the Black Panther was having their meeting.
And
like,
when they get shot, we gonna get shot. You're like, damn, this nigga's crazy.
Right.
Oh, well, hell yeah. That's exactly.
Yes. So she was definitely kind of losing it. What did y'all think of Carly's plan as a whole?
It was fun. It looked like it worked up until because it was a lot of misdirection. I'm like, wow, this plan is a lot more thought out than I would have expected. Because this is a whole chick who like not even introverted, like deliberately blew up a whole fucking building with people inside of it for no fucking reason. And it was like, okay, so this shit, it looked like they had some planning behind it. And I'm like, okay, so a lot of misdirection shit. I see that. Then no, Carly ass was just nut as fuck, bro. I'm like, God damn.
Bro, I did. I said she lost her noodle, bro. She was like,
I told you, she's gonna be these flag smasher, basically.
Yeah.
But she had it in the bag because she had Bucky on that phone. She like, thank you, Pepper.
You know what? Okay, let me talk about that scene real quick. I was a little disappointed, Bucky. I was like, nigga, I knew that's what she was doing when you got on the phone with her. I was like, oh, she's stalling. And the fact that I peeped that, I ain't no super soldier.
Didn't it have a timer on it though? Like, did you not see the timer, sir?
Yeah, I was just I was like, and then when Sharon said something, I was just like, yeah, dumbass. Like, I love Bucky, but that was a dumbass move. But yeah, Carly plan looked like it was going to work. You know, it was a lot of outside factor. I'm sure she didn't think, the Falcon, well, Captain America was going to get his new suit and everything. So,
But question, do you really think that plan would have worked? If I held them as hostages, you think they would not follow through, or would I be validating why they need to do this? Because they were going to do that shit anyway.
Why not? Fucking Zemo made his plan work all the way from when he was on lockdown. Shit.
I mean,
Robbery in a book.
Yeah,
his plan was really simple though.
Like, all
He
right,
had one nigga.
take his
He had
nap.
one nigga to help him out and like ended that shit. Boy.
No trace.
Zemo.
No.
Yes. And then the smirk he had at the end.
Look at his
Today
nap.
was a good day.
Right?
Right.
Read my book. Yeah.
Like, got your dumb ass.
Got him. They even thought they was cool. He like, one world. He like, hey man, that's my nigga.
Right. Hey. Yep. Yeah, I thought Carly plan was thought out. I don't know if I would say well thought out, but it was thought out. And I just keep thinking, I'm like, she's a teenager. She really didn't know what she was doing.
But she got on her toes.
Yeah.
So when they got caught up, they're like, give them somebody to save. We got to dip.
I did like that. I thought that was a good thing because she knew that like Bucky was going to want to save those people. Now, when it came to John Walker, which I'm going to get into actually, the next point, John Walker enters the scene wanting revenge for what Carly did to Lamar. What did you think of his character arc?
Man, that dollar store ass shield that he threw. Yo,
she was out in 2 minutes.
That shit, bro. No, you heard like there was a literal sound difference when that shit hit, and like a vibranium shit, it would bounce all over the fucking place. That shit had one bounce.
Yeah, it did
quit,
drop.
and it quit. Like
she kicked it, and it was
like motherfucker. Like yo, this shit laid at a 10 and shit. Like, you know what? His character art. I mean, there's a part of me that still doesn't like U.S. Agent because of like what he is and what he does and shit though. But they kind of rewrote him in a way that's sort of like not exactly a foil to Captain America, more of like another side that represents like he basically is America's Captain America.
He's the real Captain America, to be honest. Yeah.
Well, not the real. Nah, let's.
Well, I'm
he's
like how
America.
He's America.
Brand.
He's like the American, the U.S. government's version of Captain
United
America.
Because America is more than just U.S.
Right.
Not even to white people in America. Come on now.
I feel like he's white people American. Like he represents.
No, he represents the U.S. government's agenda. That's the better way to put it. He represents their agenda because Cap, Steve, or fucking or Sam, they don't represent the American agenda. I mean, even if they
represent the American ideal, I feel like
not the government. He ain't government anointed.
No,
because
what we say that we are.
Because
Walker was baptized in the red, white, and blue.
Right. Because the thing about the mantle that is Captain America is that it's not a tool of the state, and that is what they tried to make John Walker when he took on the mantle. They tried to make the mantle that is Captain America a tool of the state, and that shit didn't work out so well. Because again, Steve rebelled against them niggas over the Sokovia Accords in order to protect Bucky and shit. Even when the whole thing with Hydra and shit, like, no, we got to destroy all this shit. I don't give a fuck what it's supposed to do. Like, this is bullshit. It's like, but she needs to protect. Like, he puts morals, not generalized morals though, but like he puts everybody's views before any sort of like political agenda. Like even like a political agenda doesn't even factor into how he would act as Captain America. And John Walker's entirely opposite of that. He's fully about the agenda. I mean, that's even why they even recruited him after the fact as U.S. soldier, to further that agenda, to do the things that Captain America couldn't or won't do. So
You know what I think about John Walker though? When I was watching
the bitch or
that
no?
scene,
No.
I just felt that like he just wanted something to do. He wanted to feel important. And it didn't matter who recruited him, as long as he was able to get out there and fight. And it just felt like he actually didn't really embody what America is supposed to be. He was literally, like you said, just a tool for the government. And that's why I feel like his character arc was just kind of like, he just seemed like
I
a
mean,
damaged person.
He's a
I
weapon.
mean,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, believe it or not, there's a lot of people who feel like that. Like, yo, you trained me to do this one specific thing. You gave me an opportunity to be this icon for you. And like that was his whole argument. Like, yo, I did exactly what you all wanted me to do up to this point. Granted, that whole thing about him, I mean, if he did that shit in secret, no one would have gave a fuck.
Not a damn thing.
Yeah, not at all.
No,
Exactly.
they would not give a fuck. And like that's even like put forth like the whole that's even like the real hallmark of it, like of like what you a soldier is. Like you can like it's America's doing dirt when it's not in view of the of the world at large.
Exactly.
And that's exactly why that's exactly why they why his like story arc ended the way that it did. Because yeah, like you said, it's it's that. So
I got the brand.
Yeah, exactly. So I think John Walker, I don't want to say that he's necessarily evil or bad. I do think he is misguided. He ain't got no opinion of his own. He's just being used as a tool. But when I saw him in the episode and he had that decision to go either after Carly or go save those people that was in the truck, and he chose to save those people in the truck, I was like, okay, he's definitely more of a complex character that I gave him credit for. Still don't like him, still think he whack as fuck, but at least there's some complexity to his character. I just hope in the future that it would be more explored and that he can think for himself and not be used just as a tool for America or the American government. Dre, what you guys say?
That's what my problem was. As in, like, what do y'all want me to feel for him? You already framed him in the way that I came in not really caring for him because you can't replace Steve. You can't take this mantle. It's not for you, boo. And then we see him publicly murder the wrong person. A person that, you know, by Sam's definition, we can't even call him a terrorist. You kill somebody who was unheard, neglected, and frustrated. And just to see him, you know, a key, quoting Abe Lincoln, getting a little pat in the back with Bucky, I'm like, we don't fuck with him.
Yeah, and why
is he here? He's all happy he got a new job. I'm like, you ain't supposed to be here. You supposed to dip out like Batman. You ain't supposed to be out here.
No, because at the end of the day, John Walker is still very much a veteran, like the same as them. There's a camaraderie there, regardless of the fact that there's a sort of idealistic differences between all of them. There's still very much a shared experience between them all, and so I mean, there's a perspective that they can see, but that they just don't. They just don't agree with, and that really, and when it really comes down to it, that perspective is like the mantle that is Captain America. Beyond that, I think it's like, I mean, I ain't gonna say that I like John Walker though, but he didn't quite redeem himself, but he kind of showed a degree of character when, like, at that end of when he chose to help out these people and not pursue vengeance. For for battle stars, fucking death. So yeah.
But Ken, what do you think? I'm actually. Oh, go ahead, Drea.
One thing I did felt for him is like when he mentioned Lamar and Carly, like he didn't matter in my fight. So it's like, damn. She's like, I'm sorry for your friend, but I also don't give a fuck because he wasn't my priority. He was not important enough to push my message. And it just looked like that Lamar was like a big anchor for him. like how Steve is for Bucky, and I wish we didn't get to see his backstory with Afghanistan, so we could see him as more of a complex person rather than somebody come out the gate that you don't really care for.
Yeah, I would like to know what the
What
fuck happened
he-
in Afghanistan that
Yeah.
that shaped his ass. That
Exactly.
kind of
Or drop some more hints, that of how badly that affected him.
yeah.
You can't give me a quote that's saying the serum makes you more of who you are, and we don't get to know who this man was.
And I think because of the way they ended off the episode is that we're definitely going to see him later on in the MCU in some type of way, but we just don't know when he's going to pop up, where he's going to pop up. So then maybe they'll explain him more as a character. I'm be honest, like I'm not feeling him like that. Like I said, I understand what he went through and how traumatic and PTSD. Obviously, he's suffering from PTSD and all of that stuff. But to me, when I think of John Walker, I think of that murder, and it's really hard for me to get over that. Period. So I don't know. I don't think I would ever actually like that character. I just will accept him being in the story.
Oh no, you won't.
Exactly. Yeah.
You won't. Trust me. I mean, the whole.
Like, I mean, honestly, though, Bucky killed so many people, and I was still able. Honestly, like he was under control or whatever.
That's the only reason why.
That was literally the only reason why I gave him a pass. But like, he's also murdered. He got a lot of bodies on him too. So I don't know. Is there something about John Walker? I'm just like. That nigga wasn't brainwashed when he killed him. He knew that wasn't the person that killed him. He still killed his friend, and he still did it. And he lied to his parents. So his parents are gonna go around. I think the dad kind of peaked the bullshit, but the mom thinks like this guy killed the person that killed his son, and that's not the case. And it bothers me to my core to think that she's gonna walk around with this fucking lie that he told her to make himself feel good.
You think they're gonna stay under wraps?
I mean,
no, it's gonna come out at some point. But
you got one Flag Masher still alive.
I mean, nah, if we being real, like, nah, the one who killed Lamar is dead now. So
yeah, but not from him.
At that point, I don't think it would matter too much. I don't know. I guarantee you that is not a storyline they will explore.
No, they're not going to explore that. But I'm just thinking, like, from a mother, like, I'm not a mom, but if I was a mother and I thought that the person that killed my kid, is dead, I would feel some type of way of like, oh, you lied to me about my kid's death. Like that, it just to
like
me
the inner peace would be eradicated.
The inner peace, exactly. And then that's explored with Bucky. So that's why I'm like kind of thinking about it. Like Bucky had to make amends in that way and straight up tell that I forget his name, but the old man what happened to his son, because he never felt like he got the truth.
It never had closure on it. It just
exactly
was left unhinged.
Yes, but let's go ahead and move on to the next point. So Sam was doing his thing as Cap. Was there any standout moments with him in his new suit? There was a couple for me. One was when he used his suit and the shield to like basically block the helicopter? Yeah, that scene, I thought that was really cool. I think he was just using the suit and his wings and the shield really good together. But was there any like moments that you just like, oh, that's kind of cool, that's clever, that's creative?
Well, yeah, I noticed how well he integrated usage of the shield with the suit. Like the fact that when he's not using it, mounted on his arm, is mounted on the back. I feel like when his original Falcon suit, the weak point was the back, but now it's protected by the shield when it's there, and it's also shown when the guy in the helicopter is shooting at him with the Uzi. He's like, the shield is like blocking that one part of the engine, while the rest of it, is.
But in all fairness, it is made out of vibranium.
He's utilizing it, yeah.
But the engine part may not be, but even though, he's using it as part of his overall, the rest of his suit, though, Yeah, I do like, especially the part where he knocked the guy out the helicopter, like that timing.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I was like,
That was really
he just
cool.
spun around and flew it and threw the shield, and then I really enjoyed that. He just, I was like, okay,
I
okay.
just loved how much he was using like technology with all the stuff that he was doing, even with the woman that was in the helicopter and scanning everybody to see if anybody got any pilot like experience, and there was happened to be one person and was able to just kind of coordinate like this like rescue with her without even saying a word. So I thought that was really cool, like just kind of integrating technology in the suit. Like he was doing so much at once. And I was like, okay, Sam, I see you. Like, I don't know how long you had the suit, but I see you.
Right?
That's real Iron Man shit.
It really
Exactly.
was. It's like a little combination of Iron Man and Cap and him.
Falcon.
Yep, exactly.
It just make him like one cohesive, competent person because he doesn't have a super serum.
Yeah.
So he needs to have that counterbalance from something else. And it's good to see that, he has a potential to stand on his own.
Yeah.
To handle the big three. Because I'm like, baby, if it was just you as you are with that shit.
Oh my God. When I say my mama clowned the Falcon, my mom clowned the Falcon for the last 10 years. Like ever since he was introduced to the MCU, she's like, something happened to his wing that is a wrap. And I'm just like, Mom, stop. There's not too many Black characters. We got to uplift the ones that we got.
I'm not gonna lie. Like in was it Infinity War? When they were having that big battle and like he was flying around shooting with the Uzi, but all of a sudden War Machine came through and was like shooting rockets. I was like, dang, he just won them that quickly. One up them that quickly.
The tokens are at it again.
Like, man, Falcon,
don't do that. Don't do that.
You know that's what they were.
I mean,
no.
Every main guy got their black side piece. Iron Man, War Machine, Cap, Falcon.
I hate it.
You gotta have your homies.
And so that's why I'm
like,
very
I
proud.
do have Black friends.
Right.
I mean, and then even with John Walker and Battlestar.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God,
man.
I know.
I don't know. John Walker clearly married his sister, and I don't know what he did to make that shit happen. But it's kind of like, bro.
I don't know what. Honestly, I just want to talk to her and be like, so what was it about him that you was just like, yes, husband material? I don't know. Maybe it was the benefits. I don't know. But honestly, he ain't that cute. So.
She looks sus.
She sure isn't.
She's like she. I think she probably traded in her black card.
Hey,
yeah.
Hey, what's funny is that the actor who plays John Walker and shit, he saw those memes about him looking like old dude from Up. And so he was like, so he found that shit hilarious. I'm like, God damn.
That's good. He got a good sense of humor. Yeah. Yeah. So okay. Did anybody else had any standout moments about Cap before we move on?
Shit. Yeah, you know what? The one thing about Sam is that he knows how to work to he knows how to use his advantages even when he's like outmatched not outmatched, but outpowered and like in terms of like fighting anyone who happens to have like super strength or any of the big three, I guess. So and you saw that even long before this episode. You saw that back when he were fighting the Flag Smashers when Battlestar got his ass clipped. So oh yeah, I'm gonna keep saying that shit.
I know you are.
to the day I die, because that whole scene blew me like it blew Bucky. Man, get me out this fucking car. Get me out this fucking car. Nah, because even when he was fighting the Flag Smashers, they like outpowered him and shit. I mean, he was fighting outside his weight class, but he was whooping their ass. Like he was using his strengths. And like leveraging that shit against them. So Sam can hold his own. So make note. So like he just has better equipment though. But like I'm like, bro, I'm here for it though. My man got vibranium wings with a vibranium shield. Ain't no stopping this motherfucker.
I know. I'm so excited about his character. in the future of like just him, All right, next one.
I like, I like any character that doesn't have superpowers and they can hold their own and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, me
So,
too. Because it's more like relatable to the audience. Like we ain't got no super soldier serum,
no,
but
not like
I can
Batman.
be smart.
Not like Batman. Batman has money. I can't relate to that.
Yeah, I can't relate to that either. All right, so
Well, one more thing. I just I was
ahead.
cleaning something out today, and I did find this old card for Grand Rapids Comic Con, and guess who was on there?
Oh,
He gonna be black today.
he gonna be black today.
Hey.
Yes. Man,
Matter of fact,
my heart feels good.
A matter of fact, they did like hip hop cover versions of all like of a lot of fucking Marvel titles back in what was it, like a couple years ago. They did one for Cap, for Captain America, because by that point Sam was already Cap. Let me find that shit.
Hey, shots, people.
Oh,
she didn't wait to cheers.
cheers.
Oh no. Okay.
Kampai.
It shouldn't take that long. Let me see that shit. Oh, here it is. Damn, that did not take long. So yeah, here's what that shit looks like. Let me see if I can. Nope, that's not it. Give me a second.
That was Inception.
Some Inception, some Matrix.
Oh, I remember that.
ASAP Rocky's album cover. Yep.
So yeah, every one of the so yeah, they did a bunch of covers like that. Like
I remember that.
I got one for Spider-Man and Deadpool. They had a series together, and like the cover of it was Eric B and Rakim, Paid in Full album. Then you got another one that was inspired by like Lauryn Hill and shit. So it was a lot of covers. It was a lot of variant covers that was inspired by like hip hop items though. This one came to mind because of clearly what we talking about.
Yeah.
I never bought this one. I'm
You should do it.
No. No, that was a few years ago. That shit is
so it's gone.
Hell yeah, that shit is gone. That shit would cost me like probably like $50-$100 at this point.
Well, we can always just pull it up on the internet and look at it.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
Case in point.
Yeah. So just wanted to share that. So
yeah,
I remember
money
that
like
too.
that on swag.
All right. So, well, oh shit, the big surprise. Sharon was the power broker the whole
Surprise!
time.
We call that shit. It was Sharon.
Oh my god.
I wanted her to not be the power broker because I feel like that shit was so predictable. I'm like, come on, no.
I mean, she still gives me soccer mom tease, and I'm just like, I just don't believe it. Like, you don't. I mean, I know you can kick ass. I know you can, but it's just her face. She just seems so.
You're like a Muppet. She's so stiff.
Yeah.
Yo, imagine what Peggy would say about some shit like that. Damn.
She probably just like turning her grave right now. Like, bitch, you messing up the family name. Okay, so obviously y'all was not surprised by this direction. It was.
Hey, I just want this on record that Peggy Hill, like Peggy Carter, Peggy Carter was bad. I just want to put that out there.
Oh yeah, yeah, she was.
I don't know what it is about British accents on women. I don't know.
Oh, it's the same on guys too. Yeah,
it's kryptonite for me.
Yeah. Did y'all like the reveal?
No.
Did we give a fuck?
No.
I mean, because it was so easy to read. It was
because we saw.
She didn't do shit with it. We've been talking about her for how long? She the boogeyman of these streets, but she didn't clap these kids that stole her serum.
Bro, I'm gonna need her to like cut her hair and make that shit darker or something. They like she need to fit this role because right now it ain't the image in her title is just not matching for me at all. Like I'm not fucking with it.
It's like they just brought her in just to build up shit for another series, and I'm like, you didn't do anything with your role. You over here trying to talk to this teenager
in the background the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. You looking at satellites and shit. Sis, we don't care.
Making phone calls.
Now I'm in the government. I can do all the tricks and trades, and I was like, shut up.
She's open.
Right.
You get some weapons. Everybody.
Yeah, or it's like, yeah. Most of her scenes was like her on the phone talking to somebody.
Right.
And now
Like,
when
obviously
she's
you
finally
was
out there and
power
she has a
broker.
gun and on the field again, and then the moment like she gets a one up on Carly at some point, and but then the Frenchie comes around. Like, oh, so you're the power broker. All of a sudden he's like, all right, now he took the power from her away.
Not
Yeah.
really. She like fuck that shit.
Yeah, until the end,
Bruh,
but then she got hit.
Yeah, I was wondering wondering about what her plan was going to be with that situation. I was like,
Yeah,
she could have easily died though if it was like higher up, lower, like.
yeah, I'm saying like she lost the control, her power of that situation.
Yeah, she did.
When-
I guess it was like either I die, or my secret go out, but either
That's
way.
like-
No, but you
Made
know
no
what?
sense whatsoever.
That's perfect though. Black man fights plain Jane. That's perfect.
Yeah. Mm.
That's fucking perfect for Cap 4.
I'm just
I really
saying,
don't want
If
that.
I was Sharon, I would have popped the cap in most of those kids, except one. You will be my new Isaiah Bradley. I will get some more serum. The world keeps on spinning. I'm like, Sam, see what had happened was they came at me.
I mean,
I
I don't know.
she didn't do
Something about-
nothing with her role that I don't really care.
Yeah, and it wasn't
Not even
maybe
seems right
because
now.
that gap between, what happened with her in the past and now, it's just like we need to see what happened right in that middle to make that believable, like her shift believable. Because to me,
Mhm.
I just feel like there's missing information.
It-
I'm literally thinking about when the last time I saw her and now, and I'm just like, that shit don't make any sense to me. Like I called it, but I didn't like it. I was like, I don't really want her to be the power broker, but everything was leading up to her being the power broker.
And also, she made out with her uncle. I'm not down with that shit at all.
Her uncle.
Yeah, Cap.
Cap.
Oh,
Yeah,
Plus,
yeah, because
Steve Rogers.
keeping it in.
yeah, because he traveled back in time, lived the full life of Peggy Hill, had kids and shit. They came back to the time. Yeah, down, 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 down.
Okay. Right, that's a banjo. Carly. Okay, Carly is killed by Sharon. How did you feel about her death?
We knew she was gonna die. She kept on saying, "I would die for this role." I'm like,
She
okay.
said it like 3 times in the episode before
She's
she
ready.
died.
She was ready.
Thank you for the foreshadowing, sis.
Nobody else was.
Yeah, nobody, but they did. Mama made sure of that. Yeah.
I kind of knew from the jump nobody was making out of it. None of the flag smashers was making it out
You
of this
did.
shit
You
alive.
called that. You called
I'm
that
like,
one.
bro, hell no.
Except one that hit that Hudson,
Oh yeah.
Oh no, they caught him.
but he ain't.
No,
dead.
well,
No. They caught him and put
And
him
put
in the
him in
back
the
of
van?
that car.
Okay.
He dead.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
Yeah.
The
Because,
one, because that was the one that was flying the helicopter,
yeah,
right?
and they even went back and
The
said
Asian dude.
Yeah, because at the end they were like they had told Cap like, yo, we caught one dude at the Hudson. What you want to do? Like, and they
And
no,
he grabbed him.
they caught that
Oh,
motherfucker.
yeah.
He was in the back of that
All
car.
them niggas dead. All of them dead.
No,
I
Zemo,
mean-
Zemo rotisserie that nigga. This good. It's a rap.
Stunned
But
for
they
all
got-
of them.
Yeah,
they gotta clean up shop.
Yeah, nigga.
Mhm.
From the rap.
It was,
You don't want that shit
yeah.
rolling over to some other series. They gotta wrap that shit up. Keep it clean. Keep it
Honestly,
contained to
though,
the
if
series.
it was one alive, my ass would go into hiding like Isaiah Bradley, bro. I'll be like, you know what? I got this
That'd
serum.
be
but
hiding, because
I'll be hiding. I'll be in fucking Brazil or some shit. But yeah, I guess
I say Bradley ain't hiding that. Well, you know what? He's just another black man to most of the people. so
exactly.
that-
Nobody
Yeah, he went to the blackest city in America and just
Nobody's
hid
gonna
out
pick
as
him
another
out.
black people.
It's like
literally like there was me and this Afro Latina girl at my job, and we're the same height, but we're different complexion. She's lighter than me, and my white coworkers always confuse this. They call me Miss Dominguez all the time. They were just like, "Oh, Miss Dominguez, oh, Miss Dominguez," and I was like, "I am Miss Newsom. Like, what are you talking? Like, I was like,
That's
our face,
disrespectful.
literally, our face is different. So it's
Dead ass
just,
on site.
I just didn't.
Hey,
I
well,
was like,
low-key, what she look like? What she
well,
look
I
like?
mean,
This quarantine sucks, bro.
Wow.
she's cute. She's a very pretty girl, but she has a man.
this
Oh, well. Oh well.
Nintendo now.
Yeah,
Did you
Righty,
do it?
tighty, lefty, loosey. This is what we're doing.
Oh Lord.
Hey, nigga. Hey, yo. Hey, it's the real world, Joe. Get it how you can. Shit.
Take a shot.
All right, next point.
I'm about to die, bro. Shit.
All right. What are
You
your?
should play that game of Kings again. Kings Cup.
Fuck
no.
you.
No.
Fuck you.
I meant me and him both of us just get serious.
No.
Nah.
I never lost at that game, but I don't want to risk my luck.
I stayed losing at that game, so no, I don't want to.
so I've heard.
You don't call it winning, Brittany? It's
I
technically
ain't gonna
winning.
never gonna win,
Technically
bro.
won.
My last name is Newson. I'm never gonna win, bro. We had bad luck. All right, let's talk about Sam's speech at the end. I mean, I'm be honest, at a point, it felt like Talk no Jutsu, like in Naruto. I was like, bro, this shit is bad long. I got the point, but it was a really long speech. But I'm sure it touched other people's hearts. So let's go ahead and
Well-
talk about it. What did it impact you? Was you feeling it? Was you vibing with the speech? What was it?
I could probably sum this shit up in the meme. Where's that meme at? God damn it. Now somebody else go. Y'all good.
Drea, did you want to go?
I mean, as in, like, there was a line that got to me. It says these labels, terrorists, refugees, thug, they're often used to get around the question why. And
I do
this
like that.
show came in a precarious time
Mhm.
where we get to watch Derek Chauvin get 3 counts, guilty on
Mhm.
all charges. Right on the heels, 2 children were shot. So
Yeah.
as in, like, from a Black as fuck perspective and commentaries, like, we've seen these terminology used against ourselves all the time
Yeah.
Mhm.
before
Mhm.
you even know half the story. You just get a clip and that's a wrap.
Yep.
So as in, like, this shit feels hella real, but I'm just wondering how many people will digest it for what it is, or they're gonna be like, oh, this is fiction, this is fun, or it's getting way too preachy.
But you know, okay, so for me, because I knew the angle of like what the show was going for, like all of it, I wouldn't say it felt preachy, but I knew this shit already. You know what I'm saying? Like as a Black
This wasn't
person,
for us.
yeah, that
Yeah,
exactly.
It
It didn't feel like that was for us, so that's why I felt like, okay, all right, come on, like this is for the audience.
yeah,
Like make that bigger, Will.
I know this shit. These
What
white
is it?
men are dangerous.
Yes. Perfect meme. Perfect meme. But like I guess like it felt like it was for a different audience, so I kind of tuned out. But I mean it needed to be said because there's people like fans, MCU fans that still don't think that this show was like race related, and I'm just like, yo, did you not see the Isaiah Bradley scene? Did you not see the racial profiling scene? Like, what are you talking about? It has nothing to do with race.
You know what?
You got to spell it out for people.
It's not even that. It's the fact that they are ignorant of the fact that Marvel has always been like this.
Yes.
Even before the MCU shit. Even every one of the characters is born out of some sort of deficiency that exists in like deficiency or some sort of obstacle born out of like society. Like
handicap.
Handicap, so on and so forth. Fucking Daredevil, blind, Hulk, anger issues and shit. Like I remember a story that that when they first made Black Panther, there was one of the editors had complained to one of the artists that there wasn't enough white people in fucking and Black Panther of all things. He was like, okay, I can fix that. So he had him fighting the KKK in the next fucking in the next fucking issue.
Gang.
Marvel has always been doing this shit, making some sort of commentary or making about like sort of like not social commentary, but also about fucking disabilities. Like all the characters are realistic because they come from a realistic place. It just turned that shit up to 11, and people are quick to forget that. People who call themselves Marvel fans are quick to forget that because they let their sensibilities get in the way of that shit. It's like, oh, I don't want to see a message like this when I'm like, well, motherfucker,
when I'm trying to enjoy entertainment.
like,
Mhm.
motherfucker, are you really do you really call yourself a Marvel fan? If you can't handle this shit, like, because this has always existed. Like this shit, like the commentary like this, it has always fucking existed.
Even
So
with the
really,
X-Men, like it was there. It was
Right.
clear as day.
X-Men, yeah, the whole X-Men mutant shit is
Yeah.
born on the whole civil rights shit. Like Professor X and fucking Magneto. They were both inspired by Dr. King and
And
Malcolm X.
X, yeah.
And people are quick to forget that shit. So Marvel has always been in this space. And the fact that people are quick to forget that means that, well, no, it doesn't mean anything. It just means that
they picking and choosing what they want to pay attention.
What they want to pay attention to and shit. And they just like, I don't mind it.
It doesn't have to be race relation. Like, what are you talking about? It's not about race, really. This show is not about race. All right. Yeah, and they're comfortable in that, but exactly, yeah.
Yeah, my answer to that is
dangerous. Ken, you got any thoughts?
I will say that I think it's part of the reason why it did, like, he extended the scene, his monologue, was that he knew he had the world stage at that moment, because as he was there talking to them, he saw that they did kind of pan around and show people pulling out the cameras and their cell phones and everything again. So he knew that he was, and also showed in the scenes that everyone's watching. So he knew he had the world stage. So
you know what? And I think that
as someone who, like, you know, he's a counselor also. He's counseling the world basically with that scene. So that's how I see the reason why he extended his speech.
I will say,
well, go ahead.
I will say this is probably the best instance of seeing a black person on a news cam, because that shit goes left real quick.
Bro, they be picking like
and so we were in the club, right? Right? And then Buddy pulled out the gun and shot, like, oh, he done fucked it up for all of us.
Y'all remember hide your kids?
Yeah, that's what I
hide your kids, hide your wife. They raping everybody out here.
You don't have to come to confess. We waiting for you.
But see, that's the mind.
We gonna find you.
I'm mad y'all still going with it.
All right,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that, bro. That's legendary right now.
I don't think y'all can hear that shit. Hold up, because I literally just played. Ain't nobody got time for that. There you go.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, but see, I got a couple points. The thing is with Black people, when we are on center stage in front of everybody, we feel like we represent all Black people. So even like when we talk about, when the media pans to like somebody that's talking like that, it feels like they're representing all of our race, even though it shouldn't be like that, because we don't do that to white people. Like if we see a crackhead white person or somebody on meth, we're not gonna be like, yeah, the whole white race is just meth heads.
Maybe I should start doing that. Maybe I'll even a playing field.
Then you see, the dude that's talking gibberish.
That's a losing battle. I'm tell you.
I know it is, but it shouldn't be like that. But it is like that. So I get it. So when Sam took the opportunity, because the whole world was watching, it was almost like he was speaking for all of us. And I'm just like, yeah, they are. But it just kind of reflects how society still views Black voices, and how like just this one Black voice, even though he's Captain America, it's basically speaking for all of us. It's just like, this is how we feel.
On that note,
in all fairness, I wouldn't argue with a motherfucker that just saved my life. So you know what? He can have it, because he
can say all he want to say. Because Black people have said so many, like people of power said so many different things, but it's still up to them what get passed, the laws that get passed, and all of that stuff. So we can say what we want. I just saw a video of this person that's basically trying to get Washington D.C. to be independent, and he went off. But at the end of the day, you go off all you want to, but it's still them that making decisions. So. Dre, what was you gonna say?
It's funny how when one of us makes it, you
Mhm.
represent everybody. You need to act
Everybody.
accordingly because representation is small and these opportunities come far and few in between. But I do
Mhm.
love the individualism that he's showcasing as in like there's millions of people. Every time
Mhm.
I pick this shit up, they gonna hate me for it. And I
Yes,
said,
I love that he said that. Cause I'm being honest, like I don't know how y'all felt, but like just seeing him like decked out in fucking white, blue, and red with
Yeah,
the
it
stars, I was just kind of like, all right.
especially the white. I'm like, wait,
man,
that's,
it was
that's still
exhausting.
gonna bother me. Like, that's way too much.
Yeah, it's still just like a little bit
At
of
least
me. It's
like
just
more blue and red, or like, cause cap suits were like some of them were like mostly blue, like some of them were like
yeah,
mostly blue, or
it was
or
so much white. Y'all definitely hit that point. I was like, something about it was kind of like irking me, but I think it was probably all that goddamn white on him.
This man wearing too much white. Too much white.
Wearing too much white. All right, let's move on to the next point. John Walker, officially U.S. agent. Will called it. I mean, but Will knows the comics and all that stuff. So, what role do you see him playing in the future MCU?
Oh, that's a good question.
So I don't know if
If you
y'all
don't
know.
know, it's fine. But yeah,
I don't know if y'all know this, but they already announced that there's a Cap 4 happening.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I
So
saw. Actually, that was a point, but go ahead.
all right, the only reason I mentioned I figured that, but the only reason I mention it now is because of the context of the question.
Mhm.
So I'm pretty sure they're gonna. I don't know what this next phase is gonna entail.
I don't think
Uh,
anyone does.
yeah, but
Yeah.
because what made the first three phases great is the fact that they had an overarching storyline leading up, leading up to like Thanos
Mhm.
trying to wipe out the universe and shit. So I don't know what that's gonna be. I'm sorry, I'm drunk as shit. Anyway, I don't know what. So I don't know what ultimate thing they're gonna be confronting though, but whatever it is, in the context of like the whole Captain America storyline in the overarching MCU universe, I'm pretty sure they're going to be dealing with the fallout of what happened with the Flag Smashers. We have what was it? Sharon Carter is definitely going to be a problem at some point, and I think I think Sam and John are going to be put on a mission where they have conflicting ideas on how to handle it, and that's going to create a sense of animosity because we still don't have an idea of what the Contessa,
Mhm.
we don't have a clear idea of where she fits in with the U.S. government, because in the comics she's been both a Hydra agent and a fucking shield agent, which kind of fits with the whole thing with Hydra infiltrating shield and
Hmm.
shit, and the needing and the fact that it needs to be dismantled. So we don't know how that storyline is going to play out though, but it's going to be a point of conflict definitely in the future. So yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things you just gotta. It's gonna be a conflict of not conflict of interest. It's gonna be a conflict of ideology. I think
Do you
You know
think
what
it's
I
gonna be a
think?
movie or a series?
I think he's
both.
gonna come back in a movie.
Both.
I
Hmm.
feel yeah,
Oh
I
no,
can see
it's
him come.
no. They're making the Cat 4 movie. This is
I
Right,
mean,
that's
that's
Yeah, he'll be.
definitely.
definite.
Yeah.
I just wonder if we're gonna get another series to expand on these excess people they just brought into the fold.
no. Chances are there'll be a cap. There'll be a season two. The
But it's not gonna be for a while if they are gonna do it because they're already like
yeah.
production for Captain America
Yeah,
4.
because the thing you have to understand is that all these
Production as in writing.
Yeah,
no, I mean yeah, pre-production. It's in
yeah,
pre-production.
Yeah, that could
pre-production.
take
So
forever. Next.
Yeah, that's why
yeah,
I'm like the season 2 of Captain America and Winter Soldier. It'll be down down the line for
yeah,
sure.
but the thing you have to understand, god damn, I'm drunk because I was just lost my train of thought. The thing you have to understand is that all of these MCU shows that they're coming out on Disney Plus are just setups to
Hmm.
see to phase 4 movies. And that's what WandaVision was. WandaVision was kind of a setup to the what was it,
Doctor
multiverse
Strange.
of Doctor Strange, the multiverse of madness. And
Hmm.
this is a clear setup to Captain American 4. So Which by that rationale, the whole thing about introducing all these plot lines and shit, I it makes sense in the fact that they're going to expand upon it at a later date. You know what I mean? And that's certain at this point. So yeah,
I think like these shows, because I feel like these are going to be big characters in like the future of MCU, basically, as far as the movie. So it's almost like their version of like the Iron Man 1 movie, like when they set up Iron Man, that they using like television to set up Captain America, Bucky, because I refuse to call him Winter Soldier. He's not Winter Soldier. So Bucky and Wanda.
Winter Soldier this whole entire time.
The hell he's not.
No, I'm not gonna call him Winter Soldier. He don't like that shit. I'm not gonna call him that.
Soldiers.
You've been messing up
that
the
over
entire
Bucky.
series.
You goofy as hell, bro. Hey,
His actual name?
I prefer Winter Soldier over. But you mad?
Okay, but no. Listen, Will. This man has been.
Let me Google his
This
name.
man
What's his
has been in
name?
therapy in 2 different places, Wakanda and America, and he's been trying to get rid of this whole Winter Soldier shit. I'm not gonna call him Winter Soldier if he's been trying to get rid of this shit that's fucking with him every night. So I'm gonna call him Bucky until
I'ma
he's
call him James.
call him White Wolf.
But you know what? If this whole series has proven anything, is that a name, a mantle, is what you make of it. I would very like if it's not Winter Soldier, I would prefer White Wolf. Because White
Wolf too, but it seemed like it's more connected to Wakanda. And right now he can't go there right now. He gotta let shit die down, you know. Like she's like, it's probably not best you come over here, you know.
Nah, he gonna say hi to Sarah instead. Hey.
And like,
hey Sarah.
Yeah, that shit.
That's why he came back over there.
Bro,
oh yeah, he came to the cookout for real.
Yeah, he was invited to the cookout.
You know what? I wanted to say, like, I like every week I've said that this is like the blackest show in the MCU, but they did not have to end the series on a cookout.
No, they did.
They did not have to do that, because I'm like, bro, that's too much, bro.
That's the culmination of the story of them saving the boat. Is that they was able to save do the fishing they need for that cookout.
Burn the boat. Fuck that. I'm like, these motherfuckers really did not end this shit on a cookout. What the fuck?
You know what?
I
loved
didn't do the cha-cha slide.
Because you know what?
Imagine Bucky doing the cha-cha slide. Hey. Oh, bro, I'll be like, marry me. Marry me.
Let's be real. Let's be real. A black cookout is not a black cookout without some drama. Let's be real.
Well, you know,
there you go.
That's usually at the end of the night when they've been drinking.
And they playing cards.
I usually leave before that.
Yeah, it's so fucking the spades. Oh
yeah. Exactly. Like I said, I usually be gone before that. But okay, let's go ahead and get to the next point because I got like a few more points.
Shots!
What did you?
All
right.
What happened? I heard a loud loud shout and like just awkward silence. What the fuck?
Because people were sipping. Shots, baby, shots.
Oh, I already sipped. I didn't sip because of y'all. I sipped because it felt natural.
All right, not to this one's a little heavy, but what did you think of the scene with Isaiah Bradley?
Okay, because all right.
So go ahead, Will. You got it.
All right, so you know, as black people, that whole conversation could have went left. You know, especially when you arguing with someone who lived through like real fucking oppressive shit. Like, cause I said this shit last week. Like, you can't tell a baby boomer shit when it comes to like just like racism and shit, because they lived through segregation. And you can't really tell them shit. Trust me, both of my parents are fucking. They were born in 55. They remember Jim Crow, nigga. That's different. So you can't really argue shit about them, though. And there's always a sort of like self-deprecating thing. Like with some black people, like you not black enough for me or some shit like that. Because that whole conversation, that whole encounter could have went really fucking different in the realm of possibilities, because we've all had to deal with some shit when we dealt with someone who looked like us, but they didn't see us as the same as them. Especially if you like, because everyone here is a fucking like a nerd, a fanboy, fangirl, whatever. And like, because I mean, I've been called that shit. Like, bro, you really ain't black for liking this shit. Like, like by what fucking standard? So
I'm black because I'm black. Like
I'm black, yeah,
regardless of what I
Right.
like.
Hey, bro, I can get shot the same as you, nigga. Anyway, no, because like that whole conversation could have went left, and like I like the fact that Isaiah Reagan, because like really, because we all know it could have went left, but Isaiah saw what Sam did, the point that he was making, he understood that shit, and granted. Isaiah, more than anyone else, had a reason to feel that reason to feel the way that he felt, because he didn't just get betrayed, he got fucking fucked over by the U.S. government for its own ends, and so. I mean, the fact that he saw that there was someone, an icon, someone who represented something more than took on the mantle of Captain America, and he looked like him, and he recognized that shit. He saw that shit. He understood what that meant, and he heard the shit that Sam was saying, and he heard and he understood that shit, and he felt that shit. That and like it kind of changed his perspective, because like there's gonna be some bitterness with what he experienced. That will never fucking
Oh yeah,
change.
that would never go away.
That would never fucking change. But the thing about bitterness is that shit is really blinding. That shit really blinds you to a lot of that shit, which is why I'm glad the scene happened the way that it did, because it could have been written entirely different and it would have been entirely plausible. And so yeah, I like how Isaiah recognized Sam for what he was trying to do, why he chose to put on that mantle, why he was trying to do the things that he did. And when like I like the fact that Sam made it a point to make sure that from a larger point of view, that he wasn't the first black Captain America from a larger point of view. I mean, because even in the comics, Isaiah Thomas put on that mantle in order to do the shit that he did, and they didn't like it because the U.S. government, this, they didn't.
The thumbnail for this series.
They didn't like. They saw that shit as an act of treason for a black man to put on that mantle, and I mean it's a little different in this show though, but it really speaks home to the growth of like where we started and where we at now, and the opportunity that we have to change this shit is really complex. I'm trying to say
it's complex, and I'm ready because I guess
like the whole situation is complex. Like on both sides of this, on both sides of this argument, from both Isaiah and Sam's point of view, I can understand both. I feel for both. But like it's at a certain point where it's like you have to decide how you're gonna live your life for the and if you because in the end both of them really wanted to they just wanted to help people for the most part, and it's damn, this shit is difficult, Joe. It's even difficult when my ass is lit. Because this
go ahead.
Because so I'm glad that Isaiah saw the worth that Sam was bringing to us.
Yes.
That's the real. I'm sorry, my fucking camera, the autofocus twitched out. So yeah, so I'm glad that Isaiah saw the worth of what Sam was trying to bring to the table, and like I get that he was doubtful of that shit, and he had reason to be, but like I'm glad he saw that shit, he recognized it, and I'm glad Sam did what he did by making sure the world knew who Isaiah Bradley was, because like this whole super soldier bullshit that came through, like their lives that were lost to this shit, black lives lost to this shit in the pursuit of chasing another Captain America. And they treated him dirty, way dirty, because he didn't look like their idealized version of what a Captain America would look like. And again, I feel I completely understand Isaiah is coming from, but like Sam is like like
Sam, I feel that Sam
he's like
was kind of like us, like in this situation, like because we're younger Black Americans. We understand that we like our ancestors built this country as well.
Yeah,
you know, we literally actually built this country to what it is today, and like for him to be like, okay, I'm gonna also fight for this country, people that look like us in this country, I'm gonna fight for all of America. And like I can understand somebody like Isaiah that's like, yo man, fuck them, they basically took my whole life.
Like I understand why you bitter though, but like at the same time that can't be my legacy, Joe. I can't like I can't stew on that bitterness, man. I need to do something about it.
Exactly. And he's old too, so it's just kind of like
he was tired. I mean he was broken. Basically, I mean, if you go back to the story, of
he was.
His wife died while he was in prison. Like he didn't get a chance to say goodbye or anything. He was broken. Like so he felt defeated, and he was hiding that defeat with his bitterness. But he didn't, because he's also very prideful as well, and he doesn't want to admit that he feels broken from it. But when he told Sam the story of everything, he's kind of showcasing, telling him, like, this is the reason why.
And this shit, even seeing like what Sam did at the end, showing him basically he's in this museum with Steve Rogers, and the way he reacted to it, because at the end of the day, as humans, we want to be acknowledged for what we have done. Like imagine, especially Isaiah and what he did for America and just basically being wiped out of history. That was such an emotional moment, because I feel like a lot of Black Americans feel that our history has often been erased, and and Sam took that his basically his what's the word? Of Captain America, to be like, okay, I'm gonna make sure that people know who Isaiah Bradley is. And it was so emotional for me. I try not to cry. I did tear up.
Like as great as like Steve was, though, he doesn't equate the sum of what Captain America was, and like Isaiah Bradley is a part of that. It's a part that they tried to hide and shit, and so the way that shit the way that shit kind of unfolded was definitely like
it was emotional.
It was emotional, definitely. Because like if I was in Isaiah's shoes, I would definitely break down. That's real.
Yeah, for real. Drea, did you have anything you want to say about that?
I just love how you can see subtly how Sam was giving Elijah. I say Elijah. Well, Elijah too. Isaiah hope. Even when he made that speech, he said, "Millions of people gonna hate me for picking up this shit." And even he knew that he's talking about me, but I see what he's doing. I can see the slow changes that he is creating just by existing. So even though he can be, not indifferent, but just skeptical and cynical, pat that baby. Despite how cynical he can be about it, I with that interaction at the very end, you can see he has a newfound respect for Sam. That you're gonna take the struggle on, and you just going to, power through it. It's I guess it gives him a peaceful result that there's still fight in us.
Yes.
Despite how the struggle we go through, the trauma that's in our DNA, we're still going to fight, not only just for ourselves, but people like us, and I guess this country that we helped build.
Yep.
And even technically, Elijah Bradley's gonna be part of Young Avengers, so it's like you inspiring a whole nother generation.
Yes, I love that. I love to see like 3 generations of Black men in the same room. They're all I know, right?
And like oddly enough, it's as if Isaiah can be like a mentor to him. Yeah, when he said that, where
Where
we
we
going,
go?
back? Boy, sit down.
He get all happy. Where we go? He was being so snobby most of the time too. I'm not gonna, but he towards the end he really wound up as well. Like, yeah, so where we going?
But you can understand
Seeing
why
that
he was
connection.
raised by his grandpa. His grandpa seen some shit.
Yeah.
He probably heard all them damn stories.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Man, yeah, exactly. Be like F y'all too.
Nah,
Uh,
cause I like trust me, there's stories that just made me feel like, cause my granddad told me a story like how he was a kid and like fucking the fucking Klan rode up to his house on the plantation and shit, and then like his dad had grabbed the rifle, was like, yeah, nigga, y'all not don't cross my property line. That's bullshit.
Mhm.
So like there's a lot of shit that I felt from this that
Oh,
just kind of
yeah.
like,
Oh man,
bro, this shit.
Mhm.
I'm like, this shit is.
I feel
nuts,
like we
bro.
probably all got stories on our family side. Even on my that's why I like the whole Louisiana like cookout at the end just kind of like touched me because like my family's from Louisiana. So like my great grandfather was black man but white passing. And when they figured out that he was colored, well, I won't laugh because he got murdered, but he basically got murdered
Oh.
because yeah, they some with the train, they pushed him off the train tracks or something like that. But they thought he was with a white woman, but she was also colored too. She was just white passing. So both my grandparents were white passing, but they were both colored. And they thought, yeah,
that's fucked
it
up.
was, yeah, it
That
was. I know, right?
Oh no,
grandpa.
everybody on my dad's side of the family dark skinned as hell. So
No, my mom's side of the family is dark skinned too. They was the only. Well, you know how it was in Louisiana,
Yeah.
like back in those
Yeah.
times. So yeah, but
Oh no,
yeah,
my no,
for
my
being black.
no, my parents, no, my dad's side of the family's from Mississippi. So
Yes.
shit.
Mississippi Negroes represent.
Yeah.
my papa's from Mississippi, and I visit his family, bruh. Mississippi is a whole nother ballpark down
oh
there.
yeah,
I was like,
it's yeah.
Yeah, I ain't
I even want to
it's
go
something else.
visit.
I
They
ain't
got
never
big
been-
ass
Else.
mosquitoes.
I
And it's
ain't
dormant.
never
yes,
been to
the
Mississippi.
mosquitoes.
Bro, you better
I-
have so much repellent. You better.
Yeah, I ain't never been to Mississippi.
Or the
I don't
cannabis.
plan on going to Mississippi anytime soon.
I honestly don't go. If you ain't gotta go, don't go.
No.
I think my
Mm-mm.
brother went with my mom and my grandma to go to her childhood home, which is pretty much a shack. I think they're from like a place called Lyle, Mississippi, where it's like
Oh,
it's
okay.
straight up country. Like you
Mm,
barely have
mhm.
any like street lights. It's dark, and you got tick, 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 of
Yeah,
all the
that-
big ass mosquitoes hitting your
Yeah.
damn windshield.
It sounds like some other shit in the in the woods. as well.
I told my
Yeah.
mama I'm a suburbanite. No,
Yeah.
can't go out there.
No, you
I
can
stayed out there in Mississippi. It's called Sunny, Mississippi. Literally, like it was one store, one grocery store, and one pharmacy. It was like nothing there. But that's where my papa is from. And we went out to this country area, back roads and dirt roads and animals everywhere. And it was pitch black at night, and all you could hear was animals. I was like, oh my God, I'm from the suburbs. I'm used to animals, but this shit was scary.
Another level.
I was like,
I
oh
don't like,
no.
I don't like suburbs, to be honest, Joe. That should be eerily quiet. Bro.
Yeah, Aaron says that too. All right, let's go ahead and get to the next point. Let's see, what was that? Okay, like I said, the show ended off with Bucky literally at a cookout. What did y'all think about Sam and Bucky's character arc throughout the season? Okay, let me start off by saying,
Okay.
I'm sorry, I just want to get this out there. That y'all can go for it.
No. Do you?
Sam, I feel like had the biggest character arc. Bucky, because of that last scene with the Japanese older man, I was like, I felt slighted. I felt cheated. I was like, wait, hold on. I want to hear the whole conversation. I want to hear all of it. It felt like they kind of just breezed through that shit, and that shit was a big like thing for Bucky. Like it was a whole conversation with Sam and Bucky about that, and they breezed through it. And I was just like, it felt like to me, it was Falcon Sam's show.
Yeah,
It happened to be Bucky in it. Yeah. Bucky was just in there, So I felt like Sam had the biggest character arc. Bucky, not so much. It was some change, but not too much. What did y'all think?
I think there's some changes to Bucky. As in enough for I guess his own personal issues that we know of him. Steve was his validation, and this is the first time he had to step out on his own to make amends. So I get it. I'm interested what's going to be next for him because we didn't get to see, what will be his next step. We see the Falcon become Captain America. So I have no idea what's in store for the Winter Soldier.
I think, sorry. I think like
go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's like because he spent a good majority of this series trying, like he was kind of lost, trying to find himself. So this is him trying to finally finding it who he is, and then starting to make these resolves from getting rid of the Winter Soldier life by starting to make these amends and then moving on forward. So yeah, it's his overall character arc nowhere near as developed as Sam's when it comes to progress of how he changes from getting rid of his identity as the Winter Soldier and moving on from that. But he made a good jump, I would say.
Okay.
But it's not as big, but it's a start.
Made some progress. Okay.
It's like Sam's story is about transformation. Bucky's about healing. So you don't have a bigger trajectory to leap through.
Okay. Yep. That's
but he's gonna need a new therapist, as it seems like. So if he wants one, or wherever he's gonna go next. So
but I really did like that we saw that scene in Wakanda where he was free, and I'm like, oh my Bucky.
I know, right? That was some good acting too. I felt it. I was like, okay. Well, what you think?
The thing to remember is that I feel like this entire series was mainly. Hold on, I need to take a drink. This entire series was about the mantle that is Captain America. So the whole thing about Sam dealing with the consequences of that was like dealing with what that meant for him as a black man. That made sense because ultimately he was going to be the one to assume that mantle. But with Bucky, it was a little bit different. Bucky was really trying to find himself because it was Steve who basically went to war against people who he stood shoulder to shoulder with, against the terrors of the universe, against who he rebelled against the United States government from and shit like that. He in Bucky's mind, Steve was the one who uplifted him from like the darkness that he fell to. He unwillingly fell to. So Sam giving up that mantle, that really affected him because like he even said it himself, if Steve was wrong about you, then that means he would have been wrong about me. Then that would have in his head that would have negated everything that Steve did up to that point. The whole Civil War shit, the whole being a fugitive shit, when he went fucking nomad and like all that shit. So yeah, like I agree with Drea. Bucky's shit was more about healing, about him accepting the idea of everything that he did, coming to terms with it, and trying to find sort of identity for himself and trying to define himself. Because even after Steve was gone, he was really holding on to what Steve had done for him and using that as the standard to define who he was as a person. And like Sam had to give him some tough love, more or less, and was like, yo, you can't keep doing that. That's not the way. That it's not, like, bro, you have to decide for yourself what you're going to do, how you going to define yourself, more or less. So yeah, that's what I got from that. Sam's journey was a journey that we all could empathize with because of, for obvious fucking reasons. We don't have to retouch on that shit. But yeah, I more or less agree with Drea on this one.
Okay. Ken, did you speak? I'm not sure if you gave your opinion. What did you think of their character arcs?
Damn, I can't feel my face. Shit.
Do you know what that means? It's time for
I ain't got no more.
Shut up. No.
Another
No.
shot.
I got no Pedialyte. Fuck no.
Or get a bottle of water. We'll make it.
No.
You gonna clock in late?
He said, no.
No.
Hey, did you speak? I think you did, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, we
Let me
all
know.
spoke. I was the
Oh,
last.
okay.
I was the
Oh,
last.
He
okay,
can't
cool.
feel her face either.
I know, right? Let me.
I
forgive
can't
you.
feel my face when I'm with you.
Hey,
but
but I love it.
Hey,
But I love it. Okay, all right.
Hey, let's not get copyright stricken.
I
Like,
know,
like-
right? Okay. Well, we was off tune, so maybe that helped us.
oh, no, it definitely fucking helped us. Trust me.
After the credit scene, okay, what y'all think about Sharon? The whole thing, like I think
Fuck
I already
Sharon.
gave my
Fuck Sharon.
views.
Fuck Sharon.
But she's like, she got her
Sharon.
pardon, right? She got her pardon.
Sharon.
Bro, she wasn't even out the goddamn door like far enough for her. She got on the phone again.
The shit was a
Kid, what you
setup.
saying? Kid, what you saying?
Oh,
You
dude, I was muted. But not for long. But yeah, like all her scenes, she was on the phone most of the time.
Yes. I'm like, oh, she's supposed to be threatening because she on the phone. I be on the phone too. Like,
They might have
like,
well done product placement, like have an iPhone, sis, since you on the
right.
phone
It
all the
just
goddamn
like have the phone
time.
pair this way, iPhone. Yeah,
I
girl.
hope Bucky.
Episode brought to
I
you
hope.
by Apple.
I hope Bucky shoot her ass, bro.
Bucky
Right in the
was not
same
feeling
spot.
her. Bucky was not feeling her the whole like series. She was just like,
he had
something
probably had
off.
sense.
Like you mean now?
You mean, yeah, yeah.
You
I mean,
different.
Bucky
You ain't
peeped
selling
it,
paintings. I
but
mean, Bucky
fucking-
peeped that job was crazy. You know,
he said, I know crazy. I'm crazy. I know.
That's real shit. That is
was.
the real shit.
I was like,
I was
I
like,
feel
no,
you.
I know crazy because I am crazy.
I am crazy.
that
That nigga
motherfucker
crazy.
crazy. Yeah, that's real shit.
Yes.
No, I have said that line before more times than I'm willing to admit.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. Sharon's not threatening enough for me to be like, oh, what are you gonna do in the future of MCU? I was just like, all right,
I don't
bitch.
care.
It depends. It depends on whatever state secret she still and capitalizes on. I mean, she basically inadvertently made a fucking legion of super soldiers. I don't know, man. That shit weird. That shit weird. I don't know how that shit's gonna plan.
I don't know either, Will, because honestly,
super serums off the menu, but get
Yeah, but I guess it depends on like, because if you think about it, like the U.S. government, what
especially
resources do they still control? Like, I mean, they have the technology because they built Warp Machine for a while, so they have some crazy tech that that she may tap in on.
I mean, they
You know
trying
what?
to reboot Vision, so
You know what? On a side note, I completely forgot. I don't know if I mentioned this in the last episode. I completely forgot that Iron Patriot was a fucking thing. Like,
bro, that hasn't left my mind. And when I saw
that shit, like I remember, like, damn, this ain't the first time they tried to make a black man the fucking they fucking mascot. Like, because
and you know what?
Nah,
Iron Patriot had a lot of white
you
on him
did
too.
last week.
Because you know
did
what?
he?
I did it. Oh, okay. No, because like the story of Iron Patriot is drastically fucking different than how they presented it in the MCU.
He ain't got that much white on. He more blue.
No. Iron Patriot. No. Do you know who Norman Osborn is? That was Iron Patriot in the comics. So yeah, Norman Osborn was fucking Hobgoblin and shit. So like in the old Spider-Man shit, Willem Dafoe. That's Norman Osborn. So like, yeah. So let me tell you something. Norman Osborn is so fucking evil. This man literally made a cure for cancer, weaponized it so he can kill Deadpool. Nigga.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's who was Iron Patriot. Because Norman Osborn created his own version of the Avengers, which was made up of like super villains. So every last person had took up the role of Wolverine was replaced by his son Dakin and shit.
Kind of like Lex Luthor.
Yeah, pretty much. So he pretty much he replaced Iron Man and became Iron Patriot. They kind of rewrote that character to fit with not to fit with Rhodey, but again, it's like the whole story of that was funny. I remember like I completely forgot about that shit because I only watched Iron Man 3 once because
Me too.
that's all I fucking need.
Damn. Which one was it?
I say about one.
That was the one with the
Like,
Mandarin.
No. Exactly. That is the perfect fucking answer for that question. What was it exactly? Yes.
What was it exactly?
Fucking yes.
All right, let's go ahead and move to the next point. Any highs or lows for the series? What were your highs? What were your lows? Dre, you go first, baby girl.
My lows.
Yeah, start with lows first. End on a high.
I think like the previous episode, how it slowed down so much to the point that I was expecting them to ramp it up in this one, but it was like a lot of misleading, bobbing and weaving, and get it to the plan. It's like, okay, sis, I was waiting for it to be on and popping. But also, we could have had 4 more episodes. We could have fleshed out a lot of shit. So there you go.
Yeah, definitely could have used more episodes. All right, what's your high?
What's my high?
And not for the episode, for the whole.
I mean,
season.
just overall, as in like, it was a solid series. As in, I wish I had more backstory for the people that were just randomly thrown in our faces. Like, I wish I know more about John Walker. I wish we probably could have fleshed out Sharon. Maybe I would give a shit. Maybe I still won't. Anything with it. But as in, it was still an overall enjoyable experience, especially seeing Falcon transform and also, take the, forefront in being a counselor of sorts. Because it's like, right? Because it's like these people were always overshadowed. So it's great to see that they can stand on their own and, hold that centerfold, hold that spotlight and just, run with it. Because, everybody else is gone. What's left for the Avengers?
Yeah. Okay.
Is there an Avengers at this point anymore?
Exactly.
I know, right?
You just got a Black Falcon.
At this point, it's like there's nothing that much to avenge right now. So now it's like more of like healer, like the healers. So he's like
the healing part of the.
It's the therapy.
Well, what you think? What's your high or what's your low? What's your high?
My low. What would be my low? I had to think hard about this shit. Like I like the social commentary. Like damn, they could have went about it in like they could have went about it in a way that wasn't so heavy-handed at certain points. It's like, yo, it's like either we can sneak it in or we can beat you to death with the shit. And I felt like at certain points they were trying to beat me to death with the shit. I don't hate it. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate it. It's just from a narrative point of view. It's like it feels like it was shoehorned rather than it felt natural. That's what I'm saying. Damn. What was it? When Sam goes to visit Isaiah for a second time, that shit was kind of like, yo, this is way the fuck heavier than I expected. Like if they spread this shit out over like 2 episodes, I mean, I'm trying to be lenient at the fact that they limited this shit to like 6 episodes, and like I get there's a limited amount of time they can spend on this shit. I'm trying to be cognizant of that shit, especially when I'm this lit. But it was like, damn, like, I mean, no, this is very essential to like the growth of Sam and trying to understand who Isaiah was. But I felt like y'all kind of just it felt like an information dump. I hate information dumps when it comes to stories. Like I felt like this shit should be like, it should be inferred and like kind of led up to. This didn't feel like that. It felt like
too
it
much
was
at
just
once.
like, we just trying to like, like they trying to force feed us.
It's
like if you got a monologue, you ain't doing something right.
Yeah, like I don't like force fed shit like that. Like I'm like, and it feels too much like a cop out from a narrative point of view. I hated that shit. As far as a high point, damn. What would be a high point? I think the high point would be like when you actually saw Sam be Cap. And so this last episode, when you saw him actually holding his, actually, you know what? No, that's not the high point. The high point was when he was
Zemo?
fighting.
Zemo and the dancing.
Just Zemo existed. He dropping gems, and I ain't trying to like him.
Zemo came in way more clutch than I thought he would. I'm not gonna lie.
The coat, Will, the coat.
I would say he's the unsung hero of this series.
Hey, don't ever let me get that coat because I wouldn't know how
I
to
would
act.
encourage it though.
I know.
no,
Please don't have us around because we'd be like, buy it.
I mean, I would though.
No. What I was about to say was no, the most clutch thing I think was like that fight when Sam, John, and Bucky were it was like 2 episodes ago, like the 4th episode when they were like in somewhere in Europe and shit and were fighting his flag smashers. Like Sam really showed that he can hold his own against like motherfuckers who clearly outpowered him, like even when he was outside his weight class. Like he knew how to handle himself, and he kind of cemented the idea that he was deserving of the Captain America title, not just from the fact that Steve chose him, just from the fact that like he knew how to handle himself. So I felt like that whole fight scene and shit, you know, before Battle Scar got his ass murdered. So yeah, that I because that really
That was your high.
Yeah, now I'm like, yo, this is a lit ass fight because like, yo, Sam is putting in work. He was putting in work. He was working. He was working his advantage and fucking up these people. Like, yo, I appreciated that shit.
Well, yeah, a lot of them, they were super soldiers, quote unquote, but they weren't really soldiers. They were people fighting for a cause, but they weren't soldiers.
Well, let's be real.
Harley was giving John that work.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but while Sam, he is a soldier, so he has techniques, he has skills,
experience.
But let's be real. Whatever super soldier serum that they got, it was clearly not the same shit that Cap got. Because like, if I was like 5'4" and ended up being 6'2" after that shit. No, this shit's different.
You so silly. Okay.
It is different.
True. No, he ain't lying. He ain't lying on that. Like,
I know you right. Ken, what's your high? What's your low? What's your high?
They put this man in a whole sarcophagus and shit and electrocuted.
And that nigga came out a whole different body type.
We can't forget that his head was CGI to another body for some of those movies.
That man was drinking Ensure.
And Peggy didn't know how to act on that shit. You saw that shit. She was like, "Oh my god!" Like, no, I can't. I have to. Ooh, like
I know, right,
boy. And that is why I can't resist British white women for some reason. So I'm sorry.
Yes, okay.
I like my black sisters, but there's something about that accent. I don't know.
Similar to Dre, like my lows was that they really, but the fact that it is only 6 episodes, it is a setup series. Like keeping that in mind, I kind of accepted it, but I wasn't okay with it. But I do also feel like they may be trying to save some of that content, like the backstory of how did she become the power broker? What happened to John Walker that really has him in that fucked up mindset. Like they may be saving those stories for future content, which I'm starting to see that in more content in general. They will like showcase the character and then introduce them. If you really don't know who they are, what they're about, but then they drop it in bits and more backstories, like they'll do some rewinds, flashbacks, like they're bringing back flashbacks, but doing it in a more creative way where it's building to the character development, not just the story development.
Okay.
But
sorry.
But yeah, that's part of like my low of like they really made it look too shallow with some of the character development, where I feel like they're just monetizing the content to save it for later to cash in more on it. But that's the business aspect of this, which I hate. But high, I will say choreography from the first episode all the way through has been really good for a good amount of fight scenes. For especially how creative they have been with a lot of the maneuvers that Sam and Bucky have both done, dealing with the situations like still that helicopter maneuver.
Man, that was
That was
sweet.
that was that
That
was.
was nice.
But yeah, like Sam and both Sam and Bucky had multiple like
Mm,
moments like that throughout this series. So I would say like yeah, the combat and the fight scenes and the overall like the from my perspective, like direction, like I see some of the camera angles. A lot of camera angles more like mid tier or lower. So I kind of like that perspective.
mhm. Okay. My Milo's mostly dealing with just setting up. Like I don't like feeling like they're setting up for future installments. Like I felt Sharon was very
Shallow.
shallow. Like it was easy to read. Exactly. So, nah, I don't want her as a power broker, but she is. Um, yeah, Sharon's storyline, and then even the flag smashers were like Harley. I start to feel like I didn't care. Like, and I was just like, oh, I mean, I should care.
You was rooting for her.
I was
Mhm.
rooting for her, but
Mhm.
then towards like, especially this episode, I was just like, oh my god, just hurry up with this. Like, just either she get arrested, get killed. Then when she got killed, I was like, all right, now we can move on. And it felt like that. I was like, let's move the fuck on. So I just felt like that storyline wasn't as strong. It definitely felt like it was should have been more episodes. I also felt that Bucky's storyline wasn't like I felt that whole thing with the Japanese guy should have been longer. It should have been more emotional because that's what it was leading up to, and it felt like
Mhm.
they breezed through it. And some of the like what Will said, the social commentary was kind of heavy handed, and that's why I was like, is this for Black people or is this for
You know
others?
what? A lot of stuff ain't for us though.
Mhm.
Yeah, like it was really like even the you saying Lamar's life don't matter. I was like, all right,
Yeah,
Black
they're
Lives
just
Matter.
forcing.
Okay, all right,
They're
sure.
forcing the storyline.
Yeah,
The
it
extra
was definitely
storylines into it.
shoehorned in. It was really forced, and I'm just like, I really don't want to hear from his mouth. But all right, so yeah, that was basically the biggest one, and yeah, Bucky, the Masters, and Smashers, and what was the other one I said? The first one. What did I say? What was the first one?
You fucking up, Brittany.
Okay,
The first one was I think Bucky's storyline. wasn't it?
Bucky, the
Mm.
Flag Smashers, and
Sharon.
Sharon. There we go. That was the one. Those storylines, I was like, eesh. All right, sure. All
So,
right, highs though. I really love what they did with Sam. I loved how he became Cap. I like Bucky's storyline. I like Bucky. I mean, I have a crush
you
on
don't say.
Sebastian. Yeah, so I
I'm
was
like,
just
we know.
Imagine if he
yeah.
ends up playing Luke.
When he said, "Hey, Sharon," you're like,
Oh
"Hey."
gosh.
Oh my god. Yeah. So I definitely I wanted to be Sharon, not Sharon. Oh, Sarah. I was like, please, I want to switch places with
What?
Sarah. I want to be Sarah.
Damn, you saying what
Dang.
is you saying? What the fuck? Like,
I
You wanna
know.
be
Okay,
I mean, let's be
Sarah.
honest. If any of us was Sharon, we probably would have been a better Sharon. Okay.
Oh, for
Been
sure.
making boss moves.
Soccer boots.
Mhm.
Soccer mom. But yeah, I liked some of the fight scenes, and that
trying to
was
get.
pretty much
Oh
it. Was
no.
the character arcs of
Never mind.
Sam.
I'm gonna stop.
Do it. Do it.
No, because
Do it, do it,
Brittany said she got like her students watching shit. I was about to say some
Nah,
bogus
do it.
shit about
Don't
Do
about
it.
what?
I was about to say some
Do it.
bogus shit
Good.
about
We
some
could we
about
could
some.
bleep it out in post. Do it.
I was about to say
I
some
can
bogus
do it.
shit about some vibranium fingers. I'm good.
Hey,
Okay. Why you put that thought in my head? Okay. All right.
Now she feel like Vanessa Sebastian, like what them
Hey.
fingers do.
Well, what
either
the
don't
fingers
eat,
do.
either don't blame me or you're welcome. That's how.
I'm gonna say you're welcome.
He said these are spirit fingers. These.
Okay, all right, yep. Okay.
White Wolf gonna be having someone howling.
You know he got the jungle fever too. I'm like,
Uh,
all right, yeah. So
Well,
my highs.
Don't
That's
got her
it.
started.
Yo,
Done got her started.
The look on Cap's face when he was like, "Nigga, are you serious? you really gonna dead ass try to flirt with my sister in front of me?
And
Are
she
you
was
at
with
your
it
rabbit?"
too.
Right?
Like, damn, I seen you before. Mhm. Yes. All right.
You fixing that boat?
Mhm.
You can fix something else.
I've been lonely.
Yeah, I got some holes flashback or something. I can fix that.
I can fix that.
When it's cold outside on the.
Okay, all right, y'all.
When they say I got you, I'm like, okay.
All right.
My fucking shit fell out. Hold up. God damn.
Take another shot.
My ass is
Take
lit.
another shot.
I
Take
ain't got
another
no
shot.
more.
Girl, refill. Can I
It's
get
right
a
here.
Oh shit.
Oh no, not that song. Can you remember that song?
Girl, you
Remember
better
my
Alright.
brother used to sing it all the time.
Sing is what you say.
Whatever Tim does.
It's getting warm.
Okay, here we go. Let's take a shot to Black Captain America.
He gonna be
Can we
black
do that?
today.
He's gonna be black today.
Clink.
Clinkety clink.
Mm.
Red Solo cup.
Let's have a part. Woo. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and end it here. Thank you so much for watching. Obviously, we got really lit towards the end, and I'm sure you enjoyed it. But
Hope you getting lit with us.
yeah, I hope you had a drink and enjoyed your time with us. So yeah, like, share, subscribe. We'll be doing this. What's the next show? Loki.
Yes, gay.
The next MCU show is next show is Yasuke. Next MCU show Loki. And we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Deuces.